Cedric Alexander was just victorious at WrestleMania, but Kalisto has been in WWE for quite some time. He's been in these large magnitude situations. Wonder if that's going to factor in here tonight.
And Kalisto won a big match this past Tuesday night. Cedric Alexander hasn't had a televised match since WrestleMania. Will that be a factor?
Well, I think Cedric Alexander has proven that he's willing to go to whatever lengths he has to be ready. Remember a couple years ago, Cedric Alexander had quit his job, dropped 25 pounds just to be part of the Cruiserweight Classic, and now here he is as Cruiserweight Champion.
Yeah, he stole the show at the Cruiserweight Classic, losing a great matchup to Kota Ibushi, and Triple H came out, gave him a standing ovation, and hence the social media campaign took off to bring Cedric Alexander to WWE.
Alexander says now his motivation is to be a good...
And there's Kalisto, and
trademark athleticism of the Cruiserweight division.
Kalisto, great balance, lands on his feet in a stalemate.
Bingo, Saudi Arabia's getting a treat right now. Some of the best athletes you will ever see.
Boy, are they ever.
And Kalisto with Hurricane Rana off the Lucha Libre style. And, of course, part of the Lucha House Party with his teammates Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado. Kalisto, wow. Young man is just so quick.
Yeah, I think
so well balanced.
I think we're going to be saying a lot of wows tonight, Corey.
You're absolutely right, Saxton. I think here comes another one right now. Kalisto
off the top. And down goes Alexander.
My goodness.
Oh, man.
This is the first ever meeting between Kalisto and Cedric Alexander here tonight.
Kalisto told me one of his favorite quotes is, "Your only limit is you." He never sets boundaries on what he can accomplish, and of course now an opportunity to accomplish being a two-time Cruiserweight champion.
And Kalisto, the second-generation Mexican-American, up to the top rope.
Cedric Alexander's in trouble. Kalisto so comfortable from that height. Oh, Cedric able to evade.
Kalisto rolling through, though, and again lands on the apron. Oh, and Alexander just caught him.
I think
the side of the face.
Oh, get ready to launch.
Skies. And Alexander flies. And the man who hasn't lost a match since December, Cedric Alexander, is in control.
You can look at that one of two ways. It's either going to pay off or it's going to come to an end. Cedric willing to do whatever it takes to retain his Cruiserweight Championship on this grand stage.
That's the key. That has to be the motto for Cedric Alexander in this matchup.
And here's a cover by Alexander and a kick out. Interesting note, guys. The last time that a Cruiserweight Championship was defended in Asia, it was back in the former incarnation of this title in 2005. Funaki defending it successfully on this continent.
Smart strategy by Cedric Alexander. Cedric maybe has a slight power advantage over Kalisto, using his strength to wear the luchador down.
And an interesting setup here at King Abdullah Sports City Stadium in Jeddah. You can see the different configuration on the floor here surrounding the ring. That is because that area has been reserved for the Saudi royal family. That space on the floor, the House of Saud here tonight.
Kalisto here trying to power through, trying to create some separation between himself and Cedric Alexander.
Alexander with his drop kick. Oh, and he caught him. He caught him good. Side of the face. Kalisto may be out. Covered by Alexander and a kick out at two. And how did Kalisto stay alive there?
I have absolutely no idea, nor does Cedric Alexander. Cedric's been said in the past to have hydraulics in his legs. Such incredible power. Let's take another look back at this.
Watch the neck just snap back on Kalisto.
That might have just taken Kalisto clean out. But a smart strategy by Cedric, back to wearing down Kalisto with the body lock.
Alexander told me today, excuse me, Byron, as we take another look at this drop kick. This is absolutely incredible. Watch Kalisto's head just snap back off the impact by Alexander. Alexander told me today that he starts to build his legacy tonight, that this is the age of Alexander.
Well, listen, we mentioned this earlier, okay? It's one thing to get to the top of the mountain. It's one thing to become champion. How do you stay champion? How do you build that legacy? Tonight is prime real estate to do that.
And this is what I was expecting out of this matchup, Corey, the power advantage going to Alexander.
Well, you're absolutely right. We've seen that Cedric is aware of that situation. Cedric knows what he has to do in his game plan to defeat Kalisto. That said, every time you think you have the luchador figured out, he changes everything.
A few days ago, I had the chance to talk to Cedric myself, and he told me, listen, I can't outdo Kalisto on the aerial front. I have to use my power. I have to use my ground game if I want to win this.
Raw power from Cedric, just driving Kalisto down into the mat, cinching up that bear hug around the midsection.
And as we touched on, it's awesome strategy because it grounds the high flyer Kalisto. Listen, Kalisto's the real deal. He's not only a former Cruiserweight champion, he's a former two-time United States champion.
I think that just goes to show the respect that Cedric Alexander does have for the challenger. He understands what Kalisto is capable of.
And now Kalisto back to his vertical base, and Alexander again looking to wrestle him to the mat, and an arm drag by Kalisto.
Desperate counter, but it was effective. Uh-oh. Wow. And again, Kalisto meets Alexander, trying to get back in this thing.
Oh, and there's a cross body. Alexander able to pop out of it, kick right to the midsection by Kalisto.
The adrenaline's starting to pump.
And down goes Alexander, landed right on the back of his neck.
Spiked him.
And now Kalisto. Whoa, this is the rhythm Kalisto wants. Into the cover for the Cruiserweight Championship here tonight. Kick out by Alexander.
You feel like all the work that Cedric Alexander did to slow this match down just went down the tube.
Just goes to show you how sudden Kalisto is, how quickly he can completely change the pace of a matchup.
And Kalisto, a huge fan of the likes of Rob Van Dam and Rey Mysterio, who we'll see later on tonight in the greatest Royal Rumble matchup. Kalisto would buy masks as a kid, pretend he was Rey Mysterio back in the day, and then he went in and took gymnastics lessons, taekwondo, jiu-jitsu, just to get to this point here in his career.
Take another look at this incredible swinging DDT. Around the world we go. Cedric spiked down and almost lost his championship.
Just saw an example of the power advantage that Cedric Alexander has.
Oh, high elbow right to the jaw. Kalisto, tremendous amount of fight. Lands on his feet, rolls through. Alexander, though.
Oh, whoa, just Michinoku driver.
Is it enough here? Almost had him.
That was incredibly close.
What a great move by Alexander. The Michinoku driver almost put Kalisto away. But the headline here, guys, is Kalisto able to kick out.
I think a little bit of doubt might be creeping into the mind of Cedric Alexander right now, thinking, what else do I have in my arsenal? What's it going to take to keep Kalisto down?
I think he's decided, Corey. I think he knows exactly what he's got to do right now to take out Kalisto.
Oh, great evasion by Kalisto, but...
Oh, Alexander with a right. Stunning Kalisto. And Kalisto with a kick right to the face.
Cedric might be out on the top rope. That connected right on the jaw of Alexander.
Yeah, Alexander looks out of it. And this could be Kalisto's opportunity. Looking to regain the Cruiserweight Championship.
I'm not sure Cedric knows where he is right now, but he better figure it out quick, because Kalisto will make you pay.
Hazardous area of battle here between Kalisto and Cedric Alexander.
The luchador taking it high risk. Uh-oh.
Yeah, but Alexander blocked.
Great power from Cedric. But what's Alexander got in mind here?
Great core strength by Kalisto just to work his way out of that.
Talk about a precarious position for both athletes.
Wow! Innovative! But can he capitalize? Kalisto hurt himself as well. Kalisto looking to win the championship. Crawls into the cover. And a kick out at 2 by the champion.
Just barely. How innovative was that from Kalisto? A seated springboard Spanish fly. Let's look at this one more time. Incredible situational awareness and adaptability from the luchador, realizing maybe not what he had planned, but let's make the best of it. Kalisto almost became the new Cruiserweight champion.
This shows you so many weapons, so many moves in the offensive arsenal that Kalisto possesses.
Moments ago when we were in that replay, I was looking to the eyes of the champion Alexander, glazed back. He's in trouble. Kalisto needs to capitalize now. And perhaps on instinct alone, Alexander trying to fight back.
What an elbow. Kalisto answers with a stiff kick to the midsection.
Kalisto.
Oh, what an uppercut.
I was about to say it was going to build some momentum, but Alexander answered that one.
Matrix-like Kalisto runs into a back elbow, though.
Here it comes.
Alexander looking for the lumbar check. Great counter by Kalisto.
Wow.
Sending him off the ropes and into the corner.
Salida del Sol on its way.
Oh, and a lumbar check. Great counter by Alexander.
My God.
Counters the Salida del Sol and retains his championship.
Here is your winner and still the WWE Cruiserweight